Hi, good evening, everyone. We'll start the session now. The last session, I explained about the route map for the software testing course content. What are the topics we are going to discuss? So, how many days? That is a planning I given to you. And also, I started about the introduction to the software testing. So, in this first chapter, we are going to discuss about the what is software testing, advantages of software testing, a difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. Some of the major activities in software company such as coding, testing, defect reporting, debugging, bug fixing. Then types of software testing such as manual testing, automation testing. After understanding this concept, where you are going to get the clarity. If you want to get a job as a test engineer or QA tester, quality assurance tester, what type of skill set required, where you need to update to get a job. This is the thing where we are going to understand. As part of that, the last session I explained what is software testing. What is software testing? It is a combination of verification and validation. In other words, we can say software testing performed to ensure client business requirements in developed software. Software testing performed to ensure client business requirements in developed software. Or we can say software testing is a process used to identify correctness, completeness, and to measure quality of developed software application. Developed software application. Right now, what is the meaning of correctness if I have the notepad application? If I go for the file menu, if I go for so save option is there. Is it correctly working or not? Means if I am able to save the document with this option, then only I'm going to say it is correctly working. Now exit is there. If I go for the exit, if it is close the document, then only I'm going to say it is correctly working. Like any software, what are the features are implemented or components are implemented, those are working as per our expectations or not. We have to check that kind of activity where we are going to call validation activity. Similarly, completeness. Completeness means check that. Check that. What are the requirements are given by the client? All the requirements are fulfilled or not in the application. All the requirements are fulfilled or not in the application. That is comes under completeness. Okay. So this type of completeness technically where we are going to call verification activity. That means my here, whatever notes I given, all the students are able to are preparing the notes or not with my document. That is verification. All the students are writing the notes or not verification. All the students are understand the concept or not. That is comes under validation activity. So software testing, there is a reason we are going to call technically. It is a combination of verification and validation. Pradeep, I think you are new for this. Some students are joined newly today. So, Sima, this is introduction topic only it is. So, just beginning only we are. Yesterday I explained only this portion, software testing. Then how we are going to define the quality software means from the producer point of view. Producer means the team which is involved to develop the software. Their point of view, if application fulfilled with all the client requirements, end user point of view. End user means finally who is going to use the software, their point of view. If application fit for use, then it is considered as quality software. However, some major factors depends on the quality software. What are the major factors depends on the quality software? One is budget. Within the specified cost, software should be developed. Generally, when we are going to start developing the software, there will be some agreements with the client. How much cost we are going to take to develop the software. Make sure the software should be developed within that specified cost it is. Time, in time release. If client expecting the project within 8 months of time, make sure we have to deliver the software within 8 months it is. Finally, reliability. Reliability means meet client requirements in terms of functionalities. Meet client requirements in terms of functionalities. Then meet client expectations in terms of performance. That means how much time it is taking to complete the transaction. That is speed of process. Memory, security, compatibility, user interface, usability. Okay, but this all comes under expectations. As I said, Gmail application, we have the similar transactions we can perform, the functionalities. But Gmail have the better quality we are going to say because not only the transactions wise, more memory is given, more security Gmail application compared to the other mails. That's the reason we are going to say Gmail has a better quality, easy to operate, easy to understand. That's the factors. Okay. Now, in simple, what is software testing? When we are going to perform, try to understand diagrammatically it is. Here is the one software company like Infosys company is there. What did this company will do? They produce the software. They produce, they produce software. They produce software. Okay. So if they want to produce the software like this by ICICIbank.com, they want to develop. So they need some inputs. The inputs are going to be collected from the client. Client means who needs software, who needs software. They are going to provide the business requirements. So what type of operations they want to do in the application, what business transactions to perform, they need software. Those are the business requirements we are going to call, which are provided to the which are provided to the software company. As per those requirements, so this company is going to develop the software. After software developed, directly it is not delivered to the client. What they do in present scenario, every software company will maintain the separate testing team. So their application delivered to the separate testing team. Delivered to the separate testing team. Now we have to go for testing. They want to give the code for us. Don't worry about the code. Source code is not given for the test engines. Suppose I want to test the makemytrip.com application. So like this only they are going to give. That is the application only given. Web pages or screens are there where we have to go for testing. Let us assume that if I go for the from Hyderabad, okay, to I want to select the Nellore. but Nellore is not there in the two drop down. If I want to book a flight ticket from Hyderabad to Nellore, where Nellore is not available, can I say there is a problem in the application? Developer did a mistake like this. Can I say it is? No. See, any software application, whichever you want to test, don't test the application as per your requirements. You have to test as per the client requirements. In the Nellore, there is no airport. This client doesn't want to Nellore in the two drop down or from drop down. That is the reason they are not given it is. So, if you want to test, suppose I want to test the ICICI bank application. When I mouse over, some options are getting. So, do you think those are sufficient? We don't know it is because we don't know the client requirements. So that is the reason what we have to do before going to start testing the application, we have to take the one copy of the requirements. We have to take one copy of the project related documents as a test engineer. They will provide to you. Okay, not only for the developers, testing is also they will provide the one copy of the requirement documents. Now you have to study those documents. You have to study those documents. After study those documents, we have to identify what are the features we have to test in the software. Then identify the test scenarios. Then we have to prepare the test cases. The test cases means the procedure, validation procedure. How do you want to test it is that we have to specify it is validation procedure. After that, this is the work we have to do in the real time also. Practical, I will show it is later on a project, how we can go for the scenarios identification, how do you go for the test cases preparation. Right, then separate testing team. As per this information, we are going to test the developed software as per the client requirements. As per the client requirements. As per the client requirements, we go for testing. Okay, this is what I'm saying it is. Testing is done after software developed. So you are going to in the user interface of the application. The screens, user interface means the screens or pages we are going to the testing. If you want to go for this kind of testing, no need of any programming knowledge for you. You can able to test it is. Okay. So if I go for software test, is it clear? Any doubts are there in this portion so far? Whatever topic we discussed, Uma, Jadhav, Mary, Shweta, Sujata, Pradeep, clear it is? No? Use chat box to say yes or no. If you have any doubt, I will go to clarify what doubt before going to the further concepts. This class is going to be more interactive, not one way. If you have any doubt at any point of time, you can give the message to me in the chat box so that I can clarify your doubt. Software testing course is not difficult. Only thing, so you should have some commitment while learning the course. If you have to study the notes how we are going to get once registrations are completed, as I said. So we are going to provide the daily based whatever topic I covered, the corresponding notes I will going to share in the WhatsApp group. And maybe one class you missed due to some emergency. We are going to provide the recording sessions also. You can watch the recording sessions. Okay, like that. Okay. So now in simple, I'm saying that software testing is nothing but a whatever requirements are given by the client, all the requirements are implemented properly or not in the software. That's what we have to test it is. So software testing performed to ensure client business requirements in developed software. Client business requirements in developed software. That's what the testing which we are going to do. Now, what are the advantages we have? Advantages of software testing. Once the session is started, there is no time wasting one. There will be continuity of the class. So because the time is precious for us, 9 to 10 minutes. Okay. So every minute is valuable for us. Okay. If we like that, you are giving some efforts at this time means you are spending some time. It should be helpful to you, useful to you. What are the advantages of software testing? The very first thing here. So if you tested, then only we can say that we are delivering the right product to the customer, right? Without testing, how we can say that? So it will help to deliver reliable software to the customer, so that what we are going to get, we will get a client satisfaction. It will help to deliver reliable software to the customer. Second thing, it will help to stay in business. So that is from software company point of view, as per the client software company point of view, you deliver the right software to the customer. Whenever customer satisfied with your product, your company will get the good reputation in the market, so that you will get the more orders, more projects, more business you can do. The third point, Mo, it will reduce maintenance cost for a project. It will reduce maintenance cost for a project. Okay, it will reduce maintenance cost for a project. What is the meaning of maintenance cost? You should understand. Once we deliver the software to the customer, while using software, if client got any problems with our software, to rectify the problems in the software, some amount he has to spend, the repair cost, nothing but I am going to say maintenance cost. If we given the right software, definitely our customer is going to face the less problems with our software, so that it will reduce the maintenance cost for the project. It will reduce the maintenance cost for a project. Okay. Next, it will help to deliver bug-free software to the customer. It will help to deliver bug-free software to the customer. So these are the advantages we have when you go for software testing. When you go for software testing, it will help to deliver reliable software to the customer. It will help to stay in business. It will reduce maintenance cost for a project. It will help to deliver bug-free software to the customer. That's the advantages. Now, what is that bug? Understand difference among the error, defect, bug, and fail. One of the important question it is. Interview point of view also we can expect. Difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. First one. What is the meaning of error? So you may hear it is, but what exactly it is? Well, it is a human mistake which is identified in programs level or source code of the application. By error means it is a human mistake which is identified in programs level or source code of the application. Example like a logical error and a syntax error. Like this logical error and a syntax error. So what is the difference here? Let me explain with an example here. This is the actual requirement which I have. So A plus B multiplied with C. This is the actual requirement which I have. Actual requirement is like this. When I ask the developer one, so he's written the program like this. A star B plus C is given. Where a developer 2 is given like this. He written the program. If you observe here, both developers did mistakes. But which one do you think is the logical error? Which one do you think as a syntax error? Whatever knowledge you have. You can write in the chat box, ma. Are you able to write the chat box in a message or it is disabled? Try yourself to say that which is syntax error, which is logical error. I will explain, but try yourself to give the answer for the question. What is syntax error? What is logical error? Sujata, are you able to hear me? Sujata getting a problem. Okay. Now, first one where we are going to call logical error. The second one we call as syntax error. Try to understand. Logical error means if you observe here, whatever instruction is given, this instruction is understandable. That instruction is understandable. But the problem is it will generate the wrong output for us. Okay. So given instruction is understandable, but it produces wrong output for us. So these things where we are going to call logical errors, we are going to call. Syntax error. Given instruction here is incomplete because I given open bracket here, but where is the closed bracket after A or after B or after C? System is not going to assume anything. So now syntax error we are going to call. Given instruction is not understandable. Given instruction is not understandable. That is syntax error. Okay, understand? Is it clear? What is logical error? What is syntax error? It is. Sujata, are able to hear now? Okay. So, what difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure? First, I'm saying about error. What is an error means? It is a human mistake which is identified in programs or source code of the application. Now, this is the page is there. Some programs are written or not. See, the view page source is there. This is the code level. At this level identified, not in the page level saying it is. It's code level when you identify the source code. So it is a human mistake which is identified in programs level or the source code of the application. That is error we are going to call. Logical error and a syntax error. Right. The second one we have the defect. Where a defect can also called as an issue. Defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. Defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. What is that? It is a deviation between expected to actual results. It is a deviation between expected to actual results in AUT. AUT means here application under test, not in the programs level, in the page level, not in the code level, in the page level. Right. Now, let me show an example. So this is the application I'm taking as a reference. This is the application I'm taking as a reference. Here, I have the one requirement or functionality which I want to test, login functionality. Understand my scenario here. Login functionality I want to test. So as a test case, I'm going to say that I want to verify login functionality without data. Without enter the username password. If you click on the submit, I want to verify one possible way I want to test it is. If I do testing like this, what is the expected result? Unsuccessful login operation. Sima, you are not entered login credentials. When you click on the submit, what is our expectation? Unsuccessful login operation, right? Now I am testing it is without enter the username password. I am testing it when I click on the submit. Now see how it is responded for us. Login successfully. But what is your expectation, ma'am? Unsuccessful login operation. But how it is responded? It is saying that successful login operation. Understand? So you got the deviation or not between what we expect and what is the actual behavior. Right. So what is the actual result? Successful login operation. Then what is the status it is? Status is failed. So why it is failed? Ma? say technically, we got the deviation between expected to actual results. That's why we're saying failed. Even a successful login operation, but we are expecting unsuccessful, no? Without enter the login credentials, it should not accept it is to do the login. That is what the deviation we got. This is what the defect which I am going to say. Right. So now that's what I'm saying that it is a deviation between expected to actual results in AUT application under test, not in the program level. Now remember that. So what is your aim when they given the application to you? Suppose if I ask the question, you joined the course, you attended session today. What is your goal to attend the session? To test me? How Sir is going to explain? The intention is different. No? When you join, you want to go for about testing two schools. So what is your goal? There are two options I will do. To learn the subject is one goal. Other goal I'm going to say that to get a job. To learn the subject is one. Other point is to get a job. What is your goal? To join the course it is. To get a job or to learn the subject. See how you may not going to notice what is the difference it is, but understand your ultimate goal is important. You join the class, okay. So learn the subject also okay. But if your goal is learn the subject means after course is completed after 55 days, no need to go for the interviews, right? You learn the subject. But what is your goal if you said getting a job after course completion, you have to go to the interviews. If your goal is getting a job, understand? That's what you have to decide. So once my class are completed, your study is not completed. Remember it is. My classes may over after 50 or 55 days, but still you have to study the notes, everything until you get a job it is. Okay. Same way, as a test engineer, once application given to you to test, you should not say that so everything is working fine as a test engineer. That is not your developer says like that. We develop right thing, right thing, right thing. But tester, you are there in the company to find the loopholes in the system, problems in the system you have to notice. So goal of test engineer is to identify in developed software. Your goal is to identify defects in developed software. When those are resolved, that means solved, when those are resolved, then software quality improves. Then software quality improves. When quality improves, customer satisfies. Whenever customer satisfies, your company will get the good reputation in the market so that more orders we are going to get, more business we can do. More orders we are going to get, more business we can do. Right. Like this. Now, but who is responsible to solve the defects? Developers, right? Now, see, my third one is bug. What is a bug means? Now, I am giving the small assignment to you. If I go for this page here, this portion I given to you, where you need to find the defects. By seeing that, you can identify. I will tell you, one is the login functionality is not working. That is one defect which we have. Try to find some other defects are there in that page. Try yourself. This is what tester job. Now I will tell you. One is login functionality is not working. Second thing, if you observe that date also incorrect. Date also incorrect. So third one, sign in is required. But what is there here? Sign on is there. Either sign up or sign in should be there. But here what is there? Ma? Sign on is there. Spelling mistake is there. Count the defects. Login function not working. That is one defect. Date is incorrect. The spelling mistake. Fourth one, ma, forgot your password is missing here. Right? Forgot password is missing here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 defects are there. Now, 4 defects we identified in this space. But as a test engineer, you are not the responsible to solve the defects. Then who is the responsible to solve the defects? Developers, right? We have to report to the developers. Once you reported, out of once reported here, out of 4, developers are accepted only 3 out of 4. Only 3 are accepted. So now, which defects developers accepted, those we are going to call bugs. Those are called bugs it is. Okay. Understand here, what is the meaning of bug? Defects which are accepted by the developers. Those are called bugs. That means now, confirmed defects. Those we are going to call bugs it is. Understand? Defects which are accepted by the developers, those are called bugs. That is confirmed defects. Understand my here. So we got the defects like this. So here login functionality is not working. Date is incorrect. Sign on spelling mistake is there. What next I said here? Here, forgot password component is not available. So these are the defects we identified. Total 4 defects identified. The 4 defects which are reported to the developers. Once I report to developer will do the review on the defects to confirm those defects are valid or not. Those defects are valid or not. So in that process, they accepted this defect. Okay, it is valid defect. It is also valid defect. It is also valid defect, but we are not going to accept this one. Why they are not accepting? The reason is client don't want this kind of component because it is a training application. In my training application, forgot password component is not required. Understand more? Client said it is forgot password component not required. That's the reason developers are not implemented. So that is the reason. So whatever defects you identified, all the defects may not be the bugs. Whatever defects you identified, all the defects may not be the bugs. But what are the bugs are there? Those are comes under defects only. All the bugs are going to be defects, but all the defects may not be the bugs. It is okay. That's what saying it is. So sometimes you felt it may be defect, but that may not be the valid defect. Okay, the defects which are accepted by the developers, those are called bugs. Next thing, failure. Sir, what is failure? Whenever defects are reached to the end user or a client, then it is called failure software. Understand my here. The failure is not related to the one component or a one functionality in the application. Overall software related thing it is. That means more number of defects will cause the system failure. More number of defects will cause the system failure. Right. Clear like this it is. So failure is not related to the one component or one functionality. If client unable to perform the majority of the transactions in the software which we develop, then only it is called a failure software. Okay. Now that is the difference. One of the important question my interview point of what is the difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. Error, it is a human mistake which is identified in programs level or source code of the application, like logical error and syntax error. Second one more defect. Defect means so it is a deviation between expected to actual results in AUT application under test. Whereas defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. So as a test engineer, if the software given to you to test, your aim should be to identify the defects. As a test engineer, remember that even though you are not identified any defects in the software, you should not say that there are no defects in the software. Even though you may not identify defects, you should not say that there are no defects in the software. Okay, then bugs. Whichever defects you reported to developer, so in that which defects developers are accepted are confirmed. So valid defects, in simple saying that valid defects are nothing but bugs we are going to call. Because tester also can do mistakes. So you misunderstand the requirements, you test the software. You got the deviation, but that is not actual deviation. Like that. Then failure. Whenever defects are reached to the end user or a client, then it is called failure software. Generally, more number of defects will cause the system failure. Okay, this is what we are going to discuss today. So, still we are in the introduction to software testing. So, I explain about the what is software testing, advantage of the software testing, difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. Right. In tomorrow's session, I will explain the remaining portion. I will complete it. So what is the major activities meaning here like coding, testing, defect reporting, debugging, bug fixing. Then types of software, manual testing, automation testing. These two also we are going to discuss. Okay. That is the class for us today. So is it clear everyone? Any doubts are there? So when we are going to create the WhatsApp group, yes, once the registers are completed, I will give them my number so that I can create the WhatsApp group for us for better communication purpose and to share the day-to-day class notes to you. Okay. So even though you don't have the any programming knowledge, yes, you can able to run the software testing. When the Selenium automation testing, when you are going to learn, at that time I will go and explain the core Java concepts also to you. Okay, and some introduction to the API testing concepts, introduction to the database concepts also will be covered for you. Okay, so that is the class for us today. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. Okay, bye, everyone.